Oh, I say. I'm feeling a little queer. I think it's. I think it's time. I think we need to get to that appointment, Rodney.
It's very nice to meet you, Raven.
Thank you. I'm gonna change back into my regular get-up.
Okay.
The dress is a little too tight. I can't breathe.
It's very nice. I've not seen a cleavage like that ever.
Oh, you never seen a bounce?
No.
Look it.
Oh dear Lord. Oh dear.
My God.
You see them?
See them? Sometimes they almost fall out.
They defy gravity.
Oh
yeah, they do. They jiggle. They make them jiggle, jiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Dickie, I'm feeling funny. I think we better go. Bye, Raven.
Lovely to meet you, Raven.
Oh yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, cheerio. I would absolutely destroy that.
I had a funny feeling in my bladder. Well, round my toilet area anyway.
Where do you want to go, actually?
Well, we could find out about doing that carpentry job if you fancy doing that today.
Yes, we need to talk though, but we need to have a little bit of a catch-up before we do anything, because I need to hear about that.
Yeah, we were ambushed, weren't we, by Raven?
Oh dear. She seems like a hot... Why don't we just go up here and have a chat, actually?
Yeah, okay. Oh, let's sit in the gazebo and have a nice chat. I don't know what we really walked into there, Dickie. I mean, that was a bit bizarre.
Yes, it was rather, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, I can't sit down. I'm just going to stand up, old boy.
I've managed it. See if you can try it again round the other side.
Oh, yes, good thinking. No, I could do with standing up anyway. Oh, what am I doing? Right.
Okay.
What am I doing?
I just did that.
Right.
Right, yeah, Rangers. Okay. Well, I was sort of hanging around outside the Rangers office, and I was waiting for quite a while, thinking, when are they going to turn up? Feeling even more nervous, and then this lady Allegra. I think that's her name. The lady from Switzerland. We met her outside the banking roads. Yeah, the
yes,
cadet.
I remember.
Anyway,
we had trouble with her name.
Yeah, well, I had trouble with understanding her all evening, which was quite difficult because I'm a little bit hard of hearing anyway. Because unfortunately, my father used to hit me around the head quite a lot, and so I mean I can hear things, but sometimes I can't. Quite hear what the words are being said, especially someone's got a foreign accent, so it becomes even more difficult.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so then the other rangers turned up, the senior rangers, and they all had very manly voices. They all sounded very gruff and growly, and I thought, oh my God, these are proper manly men, and I felt
you should have done the voice.
I should have done, but then I probably wouldn't have controlled myself in swearing, and that probably wouldn't have been a good impression. So after a bit, of sort of, chit chat and them sort of milling about and, sorting out odds and sods,
yes.
There was this lady called Kat Carver, and she was the lady that interviewed me. She's ever so nice, Dickie. Ever such a nice young lady.
Blonde hair.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, she was the one that picked me up off the floor when I got hit by those wolves out at McFarlane.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, you know what she's like. She's lovely, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, a fine filly.
Yeah. I think I was quite lucky getting her interviewing me because I I think if one of those gruff men had interviewed me, I might just have wet my pants, Anyway, so she decided that we'd all go on a snow patrol. And I thought, what, my first day going up to Colton, up in the snow with the whiteouts and the blizzards and the wolves?
Oh dear, did you have a coat?
Yeah, I did, but I'm using my Uncle Jeff's coat now because the other one just looked a bit funny with the shirt, if you know what I mean.
Oh yes.
And so anyway, I just I was up there in my shirt and my poncho, and I was freezing and I was shivering on Moonshadow. And Moonshadow was neighing because he wasn't happy because it was so cold, and I had to sort of stay in formation, which you know what I'm like with formation. I'm not very good, so I was struggling with that, and then we sort of went off and we had to go single file and we had to relay messages back to each other. And of course I had this Allegra and I didn't really understand what she was saying. So half the time I wasn't even relaying the message back, otherwise I just would have been talking gobbledygook.
Oh dear.
And then the poor fella behind, the ranger called Ellis, he kept bumping into Moonshadow because I kept sort of slowing down to speak, and it was becoming really frustrating. And anyway, you know that lake we saw when we went up there, that big frozen lake, and there was a little cabin?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
we stopped at that cabin and we'd done some training there. And I was thinking, oh, God, more training. I mean, my head was going to pop with all the information. And then I had to sort of, go up there and say, this is Saints Crossing Rangers Corps, and we're coming to do a house inspection. I am not armed. I am coming in. Actually, I've done it much better than what I did when I did it, because I was just mumbling my words when I had to go, because I just forgot what they said.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm like, Dickie. And anyway, so she was saying, "Oh, that's ever so good, Rodney. Well done." And I felt like like a toddler when they sort of do something really, really simple that everybody sort of claps their hands and cheers. That's what I felt like. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I'm sort of cut out to be a ranger, And
Of course you are.
well, yeah, I'm not giving up. Don't worry. And so anyway, she said, right, we're going, further up the mountain into Colton, and we went up there, and I was thinking any minute now the wolves are going to attack, But fortunately, no wolves attacked, and we went through a whiteout, and I could hardly see because I wasn't keeping up with the others. I was just, following the tracks in the snow, and Ellis kept bumping into Moonshadow. And then they were sort of calling out, and I still couldn't understand what she was saying, about left turns and right turns, and because it all sounded a bit, gobbledygook to me.
Yes.
And anyway, we sort of done that all night for about 2.5 hours. I went through 4 whiteouts, Dickie. I was blind as a bat. I didn't know where I was going. It was like a sheer drop either side. I was going along this little path.
Yeah.
And I was just so glad to get out the snow, which was quite nice because, we did ride around in formation with our rifles out, and I really liked that. That was the best bit.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway.
But you went single file up this white house?
Yeah, we went single file. Honestly, you can't see your hand in front of your face. The blizzard is so strong and the fog is so thick that, it's very frightening. And we went right up to the glacier, and it makes this weird noise. It's very haunting. A bit like Raven and her strange singing. And
Yes.
so anyway, I mean, it was good fun. I enjoyed it, but trying to remember what I had to say was really tricky because I was trying to concentrate so much that I wasn't really listening, and which is a bit of a problem. So yeah, when we sort of got back, this fella called Patterson, he's not one of the senior rangers. He was the fella that I spoke to. Yeah, I might have told you when I sort of, was going to be a ranger, and told him I wanted to be a ranger.
Yeah.
And he took me to one side, and he said, "How'd you fancy doing a trial next week?" I thought, a trial? I've only done one patrol, and I've got to do a trial already.
What's a trial?
Well, it's like, you got to sort of pass that to become like, on the way to being a ranger. I thought I'd sort of get a bit more training before I had to do a trial. I mean, it all seems a bit too much, Dickie. I don't know if I can handle it.
Of course you can, old boy. Pull your socks up. Don't be such a fool.
Oh, no.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
Now you listen to me, Rodney.
I'm listening.
you've been working for weeks and weeks about getting this application in. We've been touring the crossing. We've been talking about what animals live where and what's the most dangerous parts. And
Yeah,
all of
shooting
that sort of
wolves.
shooting wolves in the fairs and bears.
Yeah.
So you're fully ready to go. I do admit, without seeing it, I do think maybe another training session. But yes, I think you'll be absolutely fine.
Well,
Stop worrying.
yeah, I'm gonna go for it. You know, it will sort of, um, it would be good learning anyway. And I suppose they're not expecting me, to do really well because I've never done anything like this. I was trying to explain that, I've only been riding a horse since I come to the crossing, and I've only started firing a gun since I come to the crossing. Whereas Americans, as soon as they're out of the cot, they're riding horses and shooting guns, aren't they?
Yes, I guess so. Well, what happens if you fail the trial, old boy?
Well, I suppose I'll just have to do it again. I mean, I don't know what the trial is, so I honestly don't know. But
Yeah.
it's on Tuesday, so I'm gonna say I've got to reply to his telegram. He's probably wondering why I haven't replied, so I better
Yes.
reply and say yeah, I'll be there. And it's sort of
What sort of time is it?
I think it's
What
4:30 EST. So what's that?
10:30, old boy. No, 9:30, old boy.
9:30. God. Do you know, I got back so late from the patrol. I was so tired as well. I was well past my bedtime.
Yes, I can imagine, sir. It was late when you went off.
Yeah, I know. I was ready for my bed then.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at you, old boy.
No, that's all right. You got to laugh, and you're in the face of adversity.
Well, yes. Well, I mean, 4:30 was at 9:30. You may be going for 2 hours, 9 to 11, carry the two. So we only maybe be half an hour more than what we usually
Yeah,
do. Maybe,
yeah.
I don't know.
It might be, or it might be like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, quite. Well,
Oh,
yes. Do you know, I did, who's this behind us? Just in the darkness. Someone's just, oh, well, but when you were out there, although sounds like it might have been a little bit frightening at times,
yeah.
you haven't lost you lost your desire, have you?
No, I still want to do it. Well, I paid out for the outfit, so I better see it
Yes.
through.
Yeah,
It's
might as
like
well.
$50, isn't it?
Do you get paid, old boy?
I don't know. They've not said anything about the pay, so I'm
I wondered
assuming.
yes, I wondered if you sort of get I don't know, I don't know what to call it, benefit, $3 a day, sort of.
Yeah,
They might bump that up, I think.
I hope so. Yeah, well, because you're doing
Yes.
dangerous stuff, aren't you? I mean,
Also, when I got picked up off the floor, I offered Kat some money.
yeah.
She said, "Oh no, we do it. We don't take money. But when someone does offer you money, just think of one thing, old boy.
What?
Think of Guarma.
Yeah, yeah,
Think of us on the beach in Guarma, eh?
yeah.
And then,
Well, yes.
and then say with a straight face, "Oh no, we don't take anything."
Yeah, yeah, and I'll wink.
Yes. Well, you could always say, "Oh no, what I was about to say then is morally wrong." I was going to say, "Oh, I could take some money and give it to a donation. It just so happens give it to a charity.
Yeah,
It just so happens that the charity is the Dickie White Guarma Foundation."
I was just about to say that. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
sorry.
perfect charity. And then everything's all good, isn't it? Nothing's
Yes.
illegal. It's not laundering or anything, is it?
You can say the money will go towards treating old people to life experiences in their retirement.
Yeah, the retirement hold for old actors.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect. Yeah. Well, if anybody does offer me money, I mean, I did happen to, have a look in the when they unlocked the cupboard, and there was loads and loads
Yeah.
of medical kits and you know, and things like that. So I imagine that that's all free. I can't imagine they expect you to, you know, pay out of your own pocket because, you know, you're risking life and limb fighting wild animals and saving lives. They don't
Yes.
expect you to do that for free. You know, it's not a charity, is it?
Well, no. What about a gun?
Yeah, I imagine they'll probably give me a gun. They haven't said anything about that, you know. And, you know, they are Saints Crossing Ranger Corps, so it is part of Saints Crossing, you know, the state. So I should imagine the
Yes.
state must compensate and pay out.
Yes. Well, it's a tool, isn't it? Like anyone that does any work.
Yeah, yeah. I just got to sort of try and. I think what I'll say to that cat if she takes me out on patrol, or Patterson is, you know, they'll obviously give me the line of what I've got to say when I go into premises, but I might say, you know, can I sort of, you know, come up with my own words because, you know, it's a bit tricky, you know, remembering. As long as, you know, I'll get the Saints Crossing Ranger Corps in, then I can, you know, sort of just wing it a bit.
Yes, Rodney, do they say what the property searches are in aid of?
Just to see, they called it, I think it was a well watch or something, you know, wellness watch, you know, so they go into a house and see if anybody's in there that's injured, you know, and you have to sort of declare that you're not armed and all that, you know. You can go in armed, but you've got to declare it, you know.
Oh, yes.
I think it's very much like the law, you know. I wasn't expecting it to be like that. I expect I'm going to have to do paperwork as well.
Oh dear. I was thinking, and I got another question for you.
Yeah,
When I was in Annesburg that day, and there was a black bear just strolling down the street, as you
yeah,
know, and I wrote a quick telegram to Ranger saying, "There's a black bear terrorizing people in Annesburg." That telegram.
yeah.
Would you have access to that telegram, old boy?
Yeah, because well, not at the moment, I suppose, until I'm sort of made up as a ranger.
Yes.
But I suppose eventually, when I'm a ranger, I'll get some sort of notification like telegram, you know, and then I'll go and check my telegrams and think, oh, quick, you know, we've got to get over there. There's a mad bear, you know, trying to
Yes.
attack an actor.
And I assume that when the locals report that someone's had a fall, that goes to the telegram.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's sort of like a sort of you know, it's like one of the locals, you know, that's passing. They just report it. You see, I think that's how it
Oh,
works. Yeah, yeah.
oh, I see.
You know, because there's always, you know, locals on the road. I mean, most of the time they're a pain in the arse, but pardon my potty mouth, you know. But I suppose in some sense that they're quite good because they have got eyes and they do spot things that have gone a bit amiss and then they report it.
Yes. Oh, well, that's good. Well, don't get worried about it. I think we need to
No,
work on. We need to do some work on your confidence, old boy.
yeah, I think that's what I'm just lacking, you know, in myself, in my ability. But they were all ever so nice, and that cat, she got me a hot chocolate afterwards as well.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I was probably looked like I was shivering.
Yes. Well, you can always borrow my bearskin coat if you wanted it.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I think I'm going to use my Uncle Jeff's coat because that is warm, you know, and
Yes.
then I might feel like my Uncle Jeff is with me in spirit.
Oh, yes, that's good.
Yeah, maybe if you got like you know, a handkerchief, I can pop that in my pocket and that'll give me a little bit of comfort.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
thank you.
All right. So, I bumped into the Rangers. Well, there was one green one and two grey ones.
Yeah, shall I sit down again?
Oh, well, it's up to you, boy. Do what you want.
I'll see if I can sit down again. I like it
Yes.
when you're talking to me like that.
Like what, when you're sat down?
Yeah,
Anyway, there's one of them. He's got a big beard, American. He might have an eye patch. Quite an old chap.
yeah, that's Patterson. Has he got
Oh,
like blonde, sort of gingery hair?
yes.
Yeah,
He sounds like, one of these American hillbillies, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah, like a
Do you want me to do
mountain
an
man.
impression?
Yes, please.
Well, I've met a couple. Now that I've been here a little while, I can do a little voice. This is my moonshiner impression.
Yeah.
You want to buy some moonshine, cocksucker?
Oh, wow. That's so convincing.
Yes. I said, would you would one like to buy some moonshine, you cocksucker?
Oh. And,
That's, well, that's what they called me when I,
oh, they
when I
called you a
bumped into-
cocksucker? What is that?
I don't know.
Must be an American thing, eh?
Yes. Anyway, can you do that sort of hillbilly?
I'll give it a go.
Yes.
Hey, there, Sonny. I got some gold. How was that? Out of 10.
Yes. Oh, a strong 4.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, at least it weren't 3, eh?
Yes. Anyway, I bumped into the three of them, and I said, "Oh, it was in Saint Denis actually," and I said, "Oh, hello, boys. It's very strange to see rangers here in Saint Denis." And they said, "Oh, well, you know, we do our rounds, so we do come into the city from time to time." And I said, "Oh, what is it? Alligators and crocodiles?" And they said, "Oh, yeah, a bit of that." And I said, "Oh," because I hadn't seen you. I said, "Oh, my dear sweet friend Rodney was doing his training," and this cocksucker fellow said, "What's his name?" I don't want to call him the cocksucker.
Patterson. Because, yeah, you better not say it in front of him. Patterson.
Yes, Patterson. That's it. Yes. He said you did rather well.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I say everybody sort of, said don't feel bad about yourself and that. I mean, I did embarrass myself because, when we was running back at the gallop, I did smash into some trees and come off Moonshadow, and I did hurt myself quite badly, but I just pretended it didn't hurt.
What, did you bandage yourself in secret?
Yeah, I sort of quickly done it, wrapped it round my wrist a bit because that was what I hurt. But I hit it at full pelt. And they were like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." As I leaped off, because I hurt my leg as well. But yeah, I think it was the pomade that saved me. It's like some sort of crash helmet, I suppose. But
Did anybody see you?
Yeah, all of them. I was in the middle, and so there was no avoiding it because the lady at front came back because everybody stopped to watch me pick myself up off the ground. So I sort of that really did dent my confidence quite severely after my experience of making a complete tit of myself. But anyway, so well, that's nice that they seem quite encouraging. And as I say, at the end they were all saying, "Oh, you did well, and your confidence will get better, and you'll get better. Don't get down about it." And they were nice, but I just wish that it had sort of gone a bit better. That was all. Because if anything could go wrong, it was going wrong. I'm just glad the wolves didn't attack because I probably would have got mauled.
Or you might have, if the wolves came. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I know it's upsetting for you. I know. Don't worry. I was quite upset. Are you all right, Dickie?
Yes, I think so, old boy. I was just going to say that.
It's all right. Take your time.
I was just going to say, old boy, that Well, I just didn't like the idea of you coming off your horse, in front of them in the snow, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you could expect that sort of day one. Did you tell them that you don't... Well, it's a bloody good job we went after Coulter that day, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, that was like, as good as a sort of pre-training mission, because otherwise I really would have been in a sticky situation. I,
Yes.
I tried to sort of whiz through between the trees, I thought, I could be well, I weren't trying to be Flash, but, the gap was a bit smaller than what I thought, so I just ended up ramming into, into the tree.
My concern, of course, is that if the wolves did come, in the sort of blind panic of it all. Well, I
Yeah,
expect with the Rangers they're probably okay, but, well, if I was there, I'd, just be shooting left, right, and centre. I'd be worried that I'd, what did one of those Americans say, pop one in the Ranger. I think that's the phrase.
yeah. Bust a cap in his arse.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I did. I mean, that was one of the first questions I asked before we went out on patrol because, I mean, they were ready to, hitch up and ride out. And I said, well, what happens if there's wolves? What's the procedure? And they said, well, we just, we try and get to a rock as quickly as possible. And I said, well, that's my tactics, so that's good. I know what to do.
Oh, good.
But every
Um,
time we went somewhere, they said this is heavily populated by wolves. And I was thinking, oh, crumbs. Everywhere we go is populated by wolves and whiteouts.
well,
I hope I
it
don't
would,
have to do any rescues up there.
well, it wouldn't be a Ranger, old boy, if it was just, galloping through the meadow with rabbits and squirrels, would it?
Oh, no, I suppose not. Yeah, I was quite sort of hoping I might get posted to an area like that.
Like the springs up in the northwest, the purple field, purple plains, what is it called?
Yeah, or in roads where there's no wild animals.
Oh, it's just the people like, what's her name? Raven.
Yeah, yeah, getting a splinter out of a tongue, that sort of thing. But I suppose
Yes,
that's more like a doctor's job.
yes. Well, she kept saying, oh, I use what God gave me. Well, we all saw what bloody God given her.
Oh no, I've never seen anything like that, Dickie. I've never seen a
Yes.
cleavage before.
No, I was mesmerised by the whole thing, old boy. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean it's very nice. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I felt my face going red and my bladder twitching and a bit of a stirring in my toilet area, and I didn't really know what to do, so I thought we better get out quick, in case I had a tinkle.
Yeah, well, it could have been arousal.
Of what?
Arousal, dear boy. Oh, God, I'm going to have to teach you this, aren't I?
What's that?
Right. Well, when... excuse me. When a person feels a certain way about another person, that might be a man and a woman, it might be a man and a man, it might be a woman and a woman, but sometimes it's possible to be what we call sexually attracted to somebody, which is you would like to be very intimate with them,
Right.
and you might that sometimes affects that sort of area.
Like the birds and the bees.
Yes, did Jessica talk to you about that?
Well, she gave me a ladybird book of where the babies come from, but
Oh, okay.
she heavily censored it, so
Right, I see. So what's your understanding of where a baby comes from, old boy?
I think it's when a lady loves a man very much and a man loves a woman very much,
Yes.
then you know, they have a bit of a kiss and a cuddle,
Yes.
and one thing leads to another, and if the lady lays in the bed where the man has been in the warm spot, then 15 months later she's pregnant.
Yes. Okay. Well, something like that.
And I think the same works for a chair as well. If a man gets up from a chair and a lady sits on the chair, then that can happen as well. It's
No,
all sort of to do with like God or something, or the fairies. I don't know.
No, a man places his seed inside. Inside.
Where's he keep it? Have I got a seed? Have I? Is it in my
Yes,
pocket?
no, well, it's a sort of pocket, old boy. You know, under your genitalia, I was sack.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Yes,
My testiculae.
yes, ghoulies.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, your gingangoolies.
Yes, well, they contain. Oh God, never know this. They contain your seed effectively, and the thing above that sac, when you feel sexually attracted to somebody, that thing stiffens and
Right, yeah, my
becomes a lot.
tassel.
Yes, you've experienced that before, I assume. The sort
Yeah,
of
oh
stiffness.
yeah,
Yes.
of course, yeah. I wake up in the morning and it's like a
Oh,
broom handle.
oh, yes, picture tent, and well, when you're very much in love,
Yeah,
you put that inside a young lady with her consent, because she doesn't have the same as you. She has,
right, yeah.
if you're the peg, she's the hole, and you'll slip it in there, old boy, and give her a little kiss, and well, the rest is magic.
Oh, I like magic, yeah. I
Yes.
saw a magic show once, yeah, it's great.
Oh, good.
Well, that's
Did, uh,
that sorted then, isn't it?
yes. Did you know? Talking of magic, this is a very true story, old boy. I can do a number of card tricks that are quite impressive.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yes. Uh, but some of the cards here are cheap. Need a good expensive set.
Right, yeah, no, I'd like to see some tricks when you can show me.
Okay, old boy. Um, yes. So I'm glad we had that chat.
Yeah, me
The other
too.
thing, the other thing is, you never guess who I got a bloody telegram from out of the blue.
Uh, Vivian,
Oh, I wish.
Dawn,
Don't know.
um, what's her name? Octavia.
Octavia.
Yeah, the lady that writes the horror stories. Was that her
Horror
name?
stories.
The ghost
Oh,
story lady.
do you mean Aurelia?
Aurelia, yeah, I knew it had an O in it.
No, it was another woman, one that let me down.
Um, uh, Not the run away from the wolf lady,
No,
Cassie.
no, it was Grace, the actress that
Oh,
never turned up.
oh, right. Sorry, I had to go through the list of all ladies that you're acquainted with. Then, sorry.
Yes, she only responded, what would you say, was it a week ago? Well, it wasn't a week ago, we had those things, was it?
That's a
2
couple of
weeks.
weeks ago, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Well, out of the blue, yesterday I wake up, think, oh, I'll go and check my fan mail, respond to some of the ladies. And there, sitting in the little box, was a thing from Grace, and she said, "Oh, well, sorry I missed it. I've read the whole play. I'm very excited. I'd love to come and do another read-through."
Well, that's good. I
Yes,
mean, she's your leading lady, isn't she?
yes. And I said to her, I responded, and I said, "Well, I'd love to have you. Love you to do a reading. Uh, Lawrence Starr's disappeared off the face of the earth, but I will do a reading with you. Please, can you tell me when the best time is to meet? At the theatre, where what works best for you, and I'll shuffle things around because I'm very busy and important, and I will meet you there." She never got back to me.
Oh, Joe, they just tease, don't they? They
Mind you, I say she hasn't got back to me since I've been awake. I haven't checked telegrams.
Well, let's go and check them right away, Dickie.
Okay, old boy. Was there anything else we needed to update each other on? I feel like we haven't seen each other for a couple of days.
The only thing is, obviously, I've got to get back to that deputy about that carpentry work.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I think
What?
we can at least go and have a look, and if we can do it, I mean, how
Yes.
much do you want, to sort of like do the job? If we're there for like, an hour, say.
What's maybe 30, carry the two. Maybe, I don't know, dollars.
Um, I mean, do you think 200's too expensive?
Well, we need to see what the work is.
Yeah, I think we'll just have a word with her, and then
All
I
right, why
can.
don't we do telegrams? Head up to You might be able to say, "Oh, we're heading up to Valentine now."
Yeah,
But see what the work is. I might
yeah.
have to take this waistcoat off. It makes me look uh, too formal for carpentry work.
Just wear what you feel comfortable in. It's a nice waistcoat.
Yes, I might take the waistcoat and the tie off, look a little bit more informal.
Well, no, keep it on for now, and obviously when we start working, then you can, take
Okay,
your bits off.
right, telegrams, and then maybe a trip up to Valentine.
Oh no, that was a nice chat, Dickie. Thanks for that. I feel happier now
Yes.
about the Rangers
Oh, good.
and where babies come from.
Well, that's the main thing, the little thing.
There's a cat.
Yes, I do like a pussy.
Yeah. They're very nice to stroke, aren't they?
Oh yes, especially when they purr.
Yeah. Would you like the seat today, Dickie?
No, thank you.
Right. Oh, you got a seat. Oh,
Yes, yes,
right.
yes.
Okay. So, I'm trying to think what happened after my trial. Um. Oh yeah, I went out with a patrol with Quincy. Did I tell you about that?
No, anything past this time last week, old boy. Not heard of Dickie from you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to sort of remember. Well, yeah, I went out on a patrol with Quincy, and we sort of did like Carrigan Ranch, which is like just outside of Blackwater. You know that big ranch, and there's a cougar
Oh
there.
yes,
And
oh
then
yes.
we sort of patrolled that. There was no cougar. And then we went further down the road, sort of south, um, where there's like another cougar den, which I didn't even know there was one there. Um,
Yes.
and there was no cougar. And then
Oh,
we went out to McFarlane's ranch, and there was a cougar, and he shot it with one shot straight in the head. Just rode up outside the little picket fence,
oh
saw
yes.
it, got his rifle out, bang, job done. I
Oh
thought,
dear.
wow, it was very
Yeah, yeah.
impressive.
What rifle did he have? One of those bolt action gizmos?
I think he uses a Lancaster, which is what I use, which is, I think if you're going to get a rifle, Dickie, um, I think you should get one of those. But then I know, is it the bolt action you want?
Yes, but if it's got the same firepower as bolt action, then I'm quite happy with the Lancaster.
I think it's probably not as like hard hitting as the Lancaster, but you know it can. I think it can carry more bullets. But maybe what we could do after we've had this nice little chat is perhaps go hunting, and I'll let you use my Lancaster, and you can try it out.
Yes. Well, the thing is, old boy, I've got the money now for either a Lancaster or the bolty actiony.
Right?
So, you know, whether it was just maybe we could, uh, I could buy the bolt action, and then we could both try both of them out. Maybe see how we feel, and then we could change them over. You know, we might swap them for a week. Maybe not. You've got yours personalised, though, haven't you? Come to think of
Yeah,
it,
yeah. I've got my
maybe not.
name and my Telegram number on it, which it's worth doing because if some horrible ruffian does rob you, you got more chance of getting it back. If it's just clean, as they call it, where there's nothing etched on it, then you'd never see it again. But if they get like arrested, then they've got your gun on you, then you'll be able to get it back.
And I suppose these ruffians, they try to sell the weapons, do they? And they're
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
not easily purchasable from the
No.
people that they sell them to because they're etched.
Well, I think they just kind of circulate them amongst the gangs.
Oh, I
What I've
see.
heard, if like
Uh,
someone robs somebody and another gang approaches them saying, "We need gangs. We've got a war. It's a geezer war. then they sell them the guns, and then they go out robbing guns to give them the guns to get money.
A geezer war.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, a war of like old criminals.
Oh, I see. Anyway, so yes, we went to
Yeah,
McFarlane.
yeah,
He shot a cougar in the face.
yeah, and then we then sort of came back, and that was that really. I mean, you know, it was only like a little patrol, which, you know, but it was good. And then the next day I went out and I did the same patrol myself on my own. I did a solo patrol, and you know, I was quite cautious because I saw, you know, I went to Carrigan Ranch and I could see the cougar up on the hill, and I thought, right, and I took a couple of shots at it, but I didn't actually kill it. But I was a bit frightened to go up there to see where it was because it had got all foggy, and I thought, well, it's going to make me look really stupid if I go up there as a ranger, well, a recruit ranger, and I'll get mauled by a cougar on my solo patrol. It made me look a bit silly.
I've never thought about that. What happens if you get attacked?
Yeah.
And then you have to wait there on the floor going, help me. And
Yeah.
then someone goes and gets a ranger.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
that's not
because
good.
I suppose then another ranger could come along, he could get mauled, and then another ranger could come to rescue us two rangers, and he could get mauled, and it just go on infinitum.
Yes, a vicious circle.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I sort of went up there cautiously, and luckily there's some rock spouts. I jumped up on a rock, and I couldn't see it, so I went round the perimeter, you know, with moon shadow, and still couldn't see it. So I thought, well, it's probably like gone off and died somewhere. So I went off to the next spot, no cougar. So I went off to McFarlane's, and as I was going along the road, there was a black bear just merrily prancing along the road in front of me. I thought, hello, this isn't something I normally see. I've not seen a bear taking a stroll along the main road like this. So I fired a shot at it, and I didn't want to kill it because, you know, it's just obviously mind its own business. But
Yes.
I didn't want it to hurt other unsuspecting travellers. So, yeah, I shot at it and it ran off, which was quite good. And then it sort of mooched about a bit, and I shot at it again, and it ran off over the hill. And I thought, well, that's good enough for me. It's out of the area. And then I went off to McFarlane's, and I saw it round the back of the house. You know, it's where we saw it that time. It was just skulking about by the back door, and
yes.
and anyway, so it then sort of, you know, must have heard me because it then skulked off behind the, you know, the bean sprouts, you know, that were out in the garden, and I couldn't see it, and I was in a bit of a sticky situation because I thought, well, if I get off my horse and, you know, off this rock, then I'm sort of vulnerable, and I don't like feeling vulnerable. So I sort of rode round to get a better shot, and then I saw it, and I shot at it. I didn't kill it first shot because, you know, obviously I'm not as good as Quincy. And then it took about another 2 shots, and I killed it, and I killed myself a cougar.
Oh, that was fair.
Yeah.
Well done, old boy.
Yeah, and so I was really pleased about that, and I, you know, galloped back off, and I thought I'd just go and check the other 2 areas, and blow me, I saw that same cougar at Carrigan Ranch again, but it was night time now, and the fog was really thick, and I was up on this rock, and a local came riding past, and he had 2 wolves behind him, so not only did, you know, I had to deal with a cougar, but a couple of wolves, but I killed the wolves, and then when I looked up, I couldn't see the cougar. So it might have run off and died again.
Yes. Question.
Yeah.
If you kill a wolf, you know, as part of your ranger duty, do you get to take it to the butchers, or do you just have to...
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because, you know, they were talking, like, you know, the rangers were sort of like talking about stuff and saying how they go hunting. And I thought, well, you know, if they go hunting, then that's good enough for me to, you know, stick a wolf on the back of my horse and get some, like, pelts and things. And I think it's, you know, if you're sort of trying to just go and kill a grizzly just to get the pelt, then they probably frown at that. But if a grizzly's coming to kill you and you kill it, then that's fair game.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, that's all very exciting. What else?
And then I went on a patrol with Kat. You know, Kat, she's lovely. You know, the nice lady that interviewed me. And and there was this new fella there called Rock. His name was. What's the name? Can you remember what the name of the fella was that was looking at becoming a ranger? You know, you met someone in Blackwater ages ago. Was his name Rock?
No, Stanley.
Stanley? No, I've not met him, but there's loads of recruits now. So it's quite nice, you know, to sort of, you know, not feel like I'm like, you know, the only beginner. There's other people that are the same sort of level as me.
Yes.
So yeah, me, Cat, and this fella called Rob went out for a patrol, and we went through tall trees, and yeah, you know, she sort of took us round. She showed us, right, this is where grizzlies normally hang out. This is a good place to stand to look around to see if there's any grizzlies, and it was all very good information. And I did feel that, you know, it was a bit sort of brain overload again, but I was, you know, I could handle it. And then we had to do like a wellness check. You know, it was a bit of a, you know, we found this little shack, and she said, "Oh, we can do a wellness check," which I did, and she was like, "That's really good," and she said that I've really improved, and I feel like, you know, she said I've got a lot more confidence, and
is that the oh hello, I'm Ranger, I'm coming in, I'm unarmed. Is that the wellness check?
Yeah. That's the thing, and so anyway, we then sort of carried on down the road, and it was, you know, it's night time by now, and we could hear this grizzly off to the right of us, and all of a sudden the howling of wolves, and the wolves were upon us, and they both sort of, you know, galloped off down the road, and as I tried to turn, you know, I got knocked off my horse, so I was just like laying there in the middle of the road on my back like a turtle, kicking my legs in the air. But fortunately, I managed to like spring to my feet like a young gazelle.
Yes.
And there was no rocks. There was just this great big rock, but it wasn't like a rock you can climb up onto. You can just literally run up it. So I thought, well, that's my only option. So I ran up it, and the wolves were snapping at my heels. And I spun round because I'd my rifle in my hand, because we all had our rifles out, which was really great, you know, riding along with rifles out. And yeah, I shot like 3 of the wolves, and I didn't get hurt. I mean, one of them did bite my sleeve, but it didn't actually bite me. I did more, you know, I hurt myself more just falling off my horse. So yeah, and she came over and she was like, "Is everybody all right?" And honestly, I was so pleased with myself, because I've never like fought a wolf on foot, if you know what I mean. I've always been up on a rock safe, so I was actually on their level, and they were all around me, swarming around me, trying to get at me. And yeah, I killed like 3 of them, I think, or might have been 4. I know there was a 5th one that you know, I think Cat shot. But yeah, so we then sort of carried on doing a patrol, and then we got a tip. So the tip was that, you know, someone was down, and that was just in Blackwater. So we went off there, and I helped this fella up on my feet, and she was pleased about that. And she said she's going to give me, you know, proper medical training, because you know, I did bandage him up, and I didn't wash my hands. So
Oh dear.
yeah, I told him, you know, you better go to the doctors, just get that cleaned, in case, you know, you don't want some sort of nasty infection there.
Yeah, from you.
Yeah, well, yeah, because, you know, you don't know where my hands have been. So
No, we did not.
no, not even me. And so yeah, it was just great. It was really great, and you know, met all the, you know, the new recruits and the other rangers, and everybody's been just so nice to me, and I feel like, you know, I've got a bit of a family now, you know, because I've got you, and I've got them as, you know, my other family as well.
Yes, poor relation there.
What? Having
Them.
rangers, well, I mean, they're lovely people, you know, and so yeah, I've sort of, you know, just been sort of going out with them, you know, doing sort of ranger stuff, and my confidence is growing all the time, and you know, as we was coming back, there was another lady that was hurt, you know, that bit outside Blackwater where the river is, and it kind of goes up like this little ravine thing up a hill,
Yes.
you know, where the
Yes.
wolves chased me
Yes.
and knocked me off the cliff.
Yes, I remember.
And there was a lady laying there, and Cat was like straight onto it, and we had to shoot the wolves that were hanging around. And we took her back to Strawberry, and it turns out she's a cadet, and she's lovely, Dickie. And when I was talking to her, I could feel my face, you know, going red, because I was like sort of blushing, because she makes my heart flutter.
Oh. And so this lady who was on the floor,
Yeah.
the first time you see her, she's face down in the mud, and you think, oh, hello.
No, it was like later on. I went and got her a nice cup of coffee.
Oh, I see. What's her name?
Bright Dawn. It's not Dawn Dawn, but her name's Bright Dawn. Or is that the Dawn you're talking about when you talk about Dawn?
That's the Dawn.
Is it really?
Yes, she's half native. Her name's Bright Dawn.
Yeah. Oh, Dickie. I didn't know that was the same one.
Oh,
Don't run off, Dickie. Come back.
I wasn't trying to. I just wanted to stand up for a moment.
Oh, I see. I didn't realise. I thought, well, that's all right because her name's Bright Dawn, not just Dawn Dawn.
I see.
But you know, nothing's happened. I mean, you know, she's probably already got a boyfriend. So I just.
She doesn't.
How'd you know?
Because I spoke to her that time when she first got here.
Well, yeah, but she might have met somebody else in the meantime, eh?
I see. Well, she means nothing to me, old boy.
Well, that's good.
Just give me one moment, please.
That's. But nothing's happened. I've not asked her out on a picnic or anything.
I see.
I just thought she was nice.
Well, she is. You know
very
what she
pretty.
isn't very good at, though? Responding to telegrams. So don't expect a little love letter from her if you write to her. That's all I can say.
Well, then she's not the lady for me, is she?
Well, it depends. She might decide that she wants to respond to you.
I don't think so.
Well, what happened? What about all this? Oh, my heart's fluttering, Dickie. Oh, I can feel my penis going up in stiffy. What about all that?
I'd never mentioned the penis thing.
You might as well have mentioned it, old boy.
I just thought she was very nice, and
Yes,
you
she
know,
is.
I took a bit of a shine to her. That's all. And you know, like I say, I haven't asked her out on a picnic or anything like that. You know, but I was going to when I next see her. But
well, let me tell you something about Bright Dawn, if I may.
Tell me.
Well, let me tell you, she was always very well and good hanging around with Sir Dickie when she had no friends, you see. And then I wrote to her and said, Bright Dawn, lovely to meet you. You're welcome for the $55 bow that I purchased and the tour that I took you on and the fishing spots I showed you. Perhaps we could do something similar again. And she said, oh, sorry, Dickie. I've met all my friends now, so maybe I'll see you around. That's what you're getting into, old boy.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good at all. No, I
She'll,
want a nice lady.
She'll ditch you as soon as look at you.
And bleed me dry.
Well, maybe. Oh, yes. Yeah, well, she got her friends, old boy. Hopefully her friends are dead and she's realised now that she should have stuck with Dickie.
Well, don't worry, Dickie, because, you know, when it comes to the decision like that, you know, I didn't realise it was her that, you know, she'd just be a friend. And anyway, as much as I like her, I can't get involved with anybody at work because it just get all nasty.
Why would it get nasty? Surely you couldn't go on a patrol with her if you two were sweet for each other.
Yeah, but, you know, if we start, you know, courting each other and going on lots of nice picnics, then, you know, it won't be any good, will it? Because if we then fall out, then it's going to be awkward, isn't it? And I don't want that in my life.
Well, why would you fall out with her?
Well, because things happen, don't they? When you go out with someone, it doesn't always work out, does it?
Yes, I mean, she might go on a date with you and then never write you ever again. That's what she did with me, albeit apart from the date bit.
Yeah, and I don't want that. So, no. Sorry, Dickie, I didn't realise that was the one. I just thought her name was Dawn. I didn't realise it was Bright Dawn. You never said anything about the bright bit.
But did she tell you she was half native?
Well, she had like a leather jacket on with tassels and beadwork, so when you said she's half native, I just put two and two together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you need to be careful of her because she also can't ride a bloody horse. I saw her fall off her horse when it didn't jump over. It stopped before it jumped over a fence, and she carried on going and fell over the fence.
A bit like me.
Yes, in many ways. Maybe
Yeah.
you're meant for each other, old boy.
Oh. No. It mustn't be.
But it could, old boy.
Do you think so?
Yes, I was only joking. You know, I meet lots of lovely young ladies.
Yeah.
And I said to you before, Dawn, bright Dawn, we should call her now.
Yeah.
She's old enough to be my bloody granddaughter. I was only joking about all of that flirty. It makes me look like some sort of nonce.
No, we don't want rumours going around, do we, that you're a bit of a nonce case?
No. Well, no. Well, at least she's still alive. Yes, at least she's still alive. I thought, after she said, "Oh, I've met my friend and I'll see you around," I thought, "Oh, well, fuck you." But if she's getting a job as a ranger, that's good.
But, I mean, that's just rude, isn't it, saying that? I mean, you know, you got to be nice to people, but saying that, that's just plain nastiness.
Yes, well, do you know what I think, old boy? Not that my opinion matters. I think you should pursue it.
Well, I mean, I might not see her again. That's the thing with.
Have you not got her telegram number?
No, I didn't do nothing like that. I mean, she was injured, so she was just sitting outside the ranger station, and I was just standing on the porch, just sort of staring out, trying not to look at her. Sort of trying to crane my eye around so I could look at her without her noticing, doing that. But yeah, I never asked for a telegram. I just sort of chit-chatted with her. She probably thought I was like, stupid or something.
Well, why would she think that?
I don't know. I probably sound a bit stupid sometimes, I suppose.
I don't think so. Well, Rodney and Dawn. Oh dear.
Well, it's nothing, confirmed. I'm just saying, there was a nice new recruit that I thought was quite nice, and I was quite pleased to tell you, but I didn't realise it was the same one. And obviously, from what you told me, her reputation isn't very good. Not very reliable.
Yes. No. Well, if you ever wanted to find out, it's North-South 671.
No, I'll wait for her to tell me if she wants to give it to me. I'm not gonna, say, Sir Dickie, my best friend.
Yes. Well, next time you speak to her, old boy, let her know that Dickie's well and that, don't worry about our Dickie.
Yeah, I'll tell her, you send her regards. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much that for that. And then yesterday, I went to go on patrol and I got to Strawberry, and all the rangers were all not wearing their ranger clothes, and I thought, hello, that's funny, and they said, oh, we're going mining. Would you like to come? It's it's like an outing. So I was like, oh yes, please. So we went mining up in the snow of all places to go.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good fun, and we all chatted and we played the, guess the animal game, which is a lot of fun. Where you have to ask question, is it has it got scales?
Sounds a barrel of laughs, I must say.
Oh yeah, and I did a bit of singing as well. It's because I've got a good voice. And Cat
No, you
sung.
don't.
No. I didn't give them like the 3 verses of Mother Nature's Son because I didn't really want to put them through that torture. But Kat sung, and honestly, she was like an angel in the mine singing. It was beautiful.
Yes.
But
well,
she's asking after you, Dickie, because she's going to make this movie and she wants you on board.
Well, I'm waiting to hear from Maxwell McIntosh, the Scottish director, and apparently my business partner. And well, I know he was away from the crossing this week. Should be back today, he said. Maybe tomorrow.
Right.
And he was talking to the Rangers, and I think he was trying to organise it. He wanted me to write the script. As you know, I was very successful with my boy with the tentacles.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So, I was happy to write the script. And I can play young man who's been knocked off his horse gets rescued by the Rangers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a perfect role for you.
Yes, it's slightly amateur, but, you know.
But anyway, she wants to do it, and she said that she's meaning to send you a telegram to have a nice chat with you.
Oh, she got my telegram, has she?
Um, I assumed that you'd given it to her.
What about the telegram?
Um, well, perhaps I'll give her the telegram then.
Yes, you give it to her from me.
Okay, I will. And that's pretty much all that's happened really. I've just been doing rangery things, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it, Dickie. It's been great fun, and
Oh, that's
my
good.
my confidence is growing, and I'm able to now sort of ride in formation a lot better than what I did. I could do my wellness checks, and yeah, yeah, it's all good. And I've been out on a other patrol with Quincy and a fella called Alfred. Um, Went out to New Austin looking for people out there. Um, so yeah, it's all going well. But anyway, how are you? What have you been up to?
Well, let me say first. Well, doesn't life sound wonderful for Rodney?
Well, yeah, I suppose after all what happened to me in England, it's nice.
Yes. I'm very pleased for you.
Oh, that's good then. So yeah,
Yes.
tell me what you've been up to then while I've been doing rangery things.
What's our Dickie been up to? Well, let me tell you, old boy. Maxwell, obviously out of the crossing, he wanted me to hang around the theatre in Saint Denis just in case this DiCenzo family turned up, as they seem to be backing our bid for the theatre. So I spent pretty much all of my waking hours sitting in the theatre just in case some Italians turned up.
Oh, and did they?
They didn't.
Oh, Dickie.
The only person that turned up was some fellow who I've met before. He worked with Betty Moretti, God rest her soul. I think, I don't know what he does now, but he came into the theatre while I was dancing, and he said, "How long have you been here in the theatre?" And I said, "About 20 minutes. And he said, "Okay." And off he walked.
Who was this?
Some fellow I'd met before. He was, well, the Moretti, you don't know the Moretti family, but the
No.
Moretti family live in Saint Denis. They had this chap. When I went to go and meet Betty Moretti for coffee in their big house, he was one of the guards or one of the workers there. But I don't know what he's doing now, but he came into the theatre and said
Right.
those things, and I said, "I've been here 20 minutes," and off he went. That was it.
Oh.
I, I've been trying to organise the first rehearsal of the proposal, but Miss Bourgeois is quite difficult to pin down.
What?
But,
Why?
well, she said, "Oh, I can't do this time, can't do that time, can't do this, can't do that." I thought, "Oh, bloody hell, here we go." But it looks to be Thursday, the 5, just carry the 2, about 9:30 p.m. for you and I.
Right.
First rehearsal this Thursday. Mr. Toggins will be there, Mr. Bean, and Miss Bourgeois.
Oh, right. Well, Mr. Tompkins is ever so keen, isn't he?
No,
Isn't he? I thought
no,
he's.
because, do you know, after we did our first, that improvisation that we did?
Yeah, the
Well,
get your hands up, you slag. That stuff.
no, the thing where he was playing the character who'd been
Oh,
slept with, that
on
thing.
this stage stuff. Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
When I then offered him the role, he took me to one side and he said to me, "Sir Dickie, I'm actually a wanted criminal, and I'm involved in all sorts of business, uh, and that, sometimes that might take priority over rehearsals." And I said to him, "Well, you're not dedicated enough then, dear boy."
No. What is
And he said,
wrong with people? I mean, they've all seem to have their fingers in illegal pies in a sort of metaphysical sort of expression.
"Yes, metaphysical."
Yeah.
Um, yes, well, anyway, I said to him, "Well, I'll try and organise the rehearsals around his busy schedule if he can tear himself away." And I'm very disappointed in him, I said. This was all on that last Sunday. I'd had about 3 whiskies. And he said to me, well, our tribe, and I said, well, you're either dedicated to this or you're not.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the whole point right from the start, Dickie. Is reliable people. Where are they?
Nowhere to be seen. Anyway, oh my God, it's been a nightmare. First I wrote to Bean. Bean can't do the date, so I changed the date. Bourgeois can't do the date. I changed the date. Toggins can't do the date. So I'm just waiting to confirm, but, this must be so boring for you. But
No.
Thursday, 9:30 hour for our time. It's all in the telegrams. And, hopefully they'll, turn up. I gave them a ticket to give to the bookshop so they can get a copy of the script. And, yes, hopefully it'll all come together.
Right. Well, I hope it does for you, because it worries me, Dickie. When you sent that telegram to me, you sounded really upset, and I felt quite rotten that I wasn't around just to, you know, be your friend and be company for you.
Yes. No, I must admit, I had a couple of whiskies, old boy. I was just sort of walking around Saint Denis, went into the Bastille, had a drink, walked down to the next bar, had a drink, and for the first time in a long time, old boy, I just felt very lonely in a big city.
Yeah, I know what that feeling's like, Dickie. Honestly, I do.
Yes, but so I thought of you out there being a ranger, saving people's lives, and I thought, you know what, I'm ever so proud of Rodney. And I
Oh,
knew that, even though I could wallow in my own self pity, I thought, you know what, Rodney's out there saving lives, doing good. And I thought, you know what, if that makes me sad for 10 minutes while I've had 3 whiskeys, then, you know what, it's probably okay.
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to go out there and help people, and I feel bad that I wasn't there just to help you, just to lift your spirits a bit.
Oh, don't worry about old Dickie. I met a couple of people, talked. I met that doctor again, the chap who, when you had your cut on the back of your head, he wore a blue coat, very handsome young man.
Oh yeah, the one that was like a trainee doctor. That is that the fella?
Yes, I told him about that, the potion, the go and meet God
Oh
thingy.
yeah, yeah.
And, well, he wasn't a big fan of it, I must say.
Well, that reminds me. When I got back from that patrol, and I was standing on the porch with Kat and that Dawn. I won't mention her, although I just did. A couple of fellas turned up, and they looked like typical ruffians, Dickie. The sort. And
Yes,
they basically were trying to sell us drugs, like potions, a pair of them. And
I say.
and Kat, she said, well, I'm not interested. I actually make potions, and yeah, she's going to give me some recipes for like medical potions, which would be quite handy. Um,
That would be very handy.
yeah, because what she does is she makes the potions for the law, so that if the criminals are taking potions, give like sort of, like, I suppose they're probably cocaine based or something, that make them run faster so they can get away. She makes them for law so that they can catch them up. And so she said this to them, and he got really pissed off about it because he was, well, I'm here to sell the potions, and she was like, no, I don't want any, thank you. And then he asked Dawn, and she said no, and then he said, and what about you, cowboy? In his surly manner. I mean, he was, he was quite intimidating, great big burly fellow with muscles
American.
bulging. Yeah, yeah, the sort. And
Typical twat.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. And so I just said no, thank you. I'm good, thanks. And he was like, his gruff voice, and then stomped off. And Kat said, get up on the, make sure you're behind me, in case anything happens, because it's her job to protect us. And I said, no, I'm standing next to you, like that. I
Oh,
felt
I
I
see.
felt ever so brave and manly.
Yes, I bet Dawn's quim was quivering.
But what? I beg your pardon. What's that?
No, nothing.
Is it like like undergarment or something?
No, her eyelids were fluttering. That's what I meant.
Ah, yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure they were. Yeah, yeah.
Right, let's go look for some treasure then, old boy.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Yes, Flo, have you seen her since?
No, because she had to go like out of state for a while, so I've not seen her.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, she did write me a little love letter to say she would be.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I'm not sure when she's back. I don't. It's not like I've sort of said, "Oh, we can be boyfriend and girlfriend" or anything like that. We just sort of went out and had a really nice time. So yeah, I would like to see her again. Yeah, she's nice. Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
That is lovely, old boy. Sorry, I was just doing a big yawn there.
That's
And that's what?
what.
What's
Hey,
that?
what's what?
Oh, you said, and that's...
I was just going to say that's nice. Sort of.
Oh,
Hopefully, see her again. And probably go out on another date or something.
yes. Now tell me, who were the mullets that she got kidnapped by?
It was a gang. I can't remember the name of them. The Pickerels or something.
Yes. Well, this was my acting job that I took on, old boy.
Oh right.
Yes, I recognised these, well, I heard tale of these three mulleted fellows. And it was just me in road by myself. I think everyone else must have been asleep or something. And anyway, these three chaps with mullets come towards me, and I think, oh dear, chipped her up, old boy. Because I thought, these are those fellows, isn't it, that took Flora.
Yeah. So they all had
Anyway,
mullet haircuts, did they?
yes, and they came up to me in my face. I thought, oh, bloody hell, it's all over. And they were talking to me, what are you doing? Where are you going? Etc., etc. And I said about it. And I said, oh, I think you know my friend Flora. She helped you withdraw some money from a bank. And they were like, oh, yes. What did she tell you? And I thought, oh, God, I've got myself in too deep here. And I said, if you ever need a world-class actor to, play the part of
Yeah.
helpless hostage number one,
Yeah.
I'm your man. And then
Right.
just randomly, I shouted in their faces, oh my God, he's got a gun in the back of my head. Like that.
Right. Yeah.
Give them a little...
Lot of taster.
Anyway, I went and had a little nap for a little while, and I woke up again. And as I awoke my eyes, I walked into the telegram office in Rhodes here, and the chap said, right, you're hired.
Right.
And I said, well, hold on a second, what's my payment?
Yeah.
He said, $200.
Oh.
$200, all I had to do was get handcuffed, lay on the floor.
Right.
So that was my job. And then obviously the law came, and they have to sort of ask about hostages, etc. How many hostages, how many, and they said, oh, this is your chance, Dickie, old boy.
Yeah.
So I was like, help me.
Really
I've got a gun
laid it
shoved
on
in
thick.
Oh, yes. I was like, help me, I got a gun shoved in my back. And the lawman was like, oh, my God, they've shot you in the back. And I said, no, shoved up my back, in my back.
Well, yeah. I mean, you was projecting yourself loud enough, wouldn't you, for them to hear?
Oh, yes. Oh, the main law fellow, I don't know what his name was. Oh, he was useless, old boy. Kept saying, how are you doing, Dickie? And I was face down on the floor, playing the role. Oh, yes, fine, thank you. I'm having a lovely time. Would love to get out. And they're like, oh, yes, well. Anyway, unscathed, because it was all nice and easy.
Yeah.
But, of course, I had to go to the law and file a report with them and, give them a summary. They gave me $200. Didn't hurt me or anything.
Right.
And, yes, so I'm betting a criminal now. That's why I was out of my depth, old boy.
Yeah, sounds like it. I mean, it's not like you to, do criminal activities like that of that magnitude.
Well, it's $200, old boy. Sniff.
Oh, yeah. So,
And,
are you going to do another one? You're going to have to do, probably have to do your Cockney geezer voice, wouldn't you?
yes. Well, I haven't seen them since, and it might be a bit conspicuous if they happen to snatch Sir Dickie again.
Yeah.
So probably just a one-off. Anyway, when I was giving my report, they said, "Oh, did they take anything from you?"
All right.
And I said, "Oh, they took $80 out of my pocket as well."
Right.
Even
Lot
though
convincing.
oh yes. They said, "Have they taken anything from you?" And I sort of checked my pockets and went,
Yeah.
pulled out my coin purse,
Yeah.
flopped it out.
Yeah.
Oh no, they've taken $80 from me. And they said, "Oh, bloody, what? They're doing that's petty cash compared to what they probably would have stolen."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, they're probably trying to peacock a little bit,
Yeah.
belittle me, etc."
Well,
So they
yeah.
recompensed me on that as well.
Oh. So you done all right out of it then?
$280 for about 10 minutes work, oh boy.
Well, perhaps you'd have to start advertising to known criminal gangs that you played a part of the hostage perfectly, and they'll get no trouble.
Yes. Only trouble was, oh boy, when I was sat on the step outside the law office there,
Yeah.
giving my statement,
Yeah.
telling them that they'd stolen $80 out of my pocket.
Oh right. Yeah.
One of the lawmen had brought one of the three of the gentlemen, it must have been unconscious or something, but on his shoulders into the, sort of carried him into the law office. And then
Right.
the
Yeah.
lawman was like, "Oh, yes, how much did they steal from you? Did you say $80? I was like, "Oh, yes. Yes, $80, definitely." Thinking, "Oh my God, don't rat me out now."
Well, what a web of lies we weave when at first we do deceive.
Exactly. I mean, luckily for me, he was bleeding all over and was unconscious, so
Well, that's
he couldn't
very
really
lucky.
respond. Yes, best outcome for all of us, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. All's well that ends well, eh?
Yes. So the trip to Guam is back on.
Oh right. Well, I mean, it's all been happening, isn't it?
Yes. So that's that.
And where this all kind of took place in Saint Denis, then, did it? Where you sort of come across all these ruffian types?
No, it was here in Rhodes by the telegram office.
Oh right.
When I got attacked, that was a couple of days later.
Oh. Do you think that was your karma
Probably, oh boy.
for
They took about $60.
lying about the $80?
Yes.
Well, so
And
you're $20 up though. That's good.
Yes, $20 up on the deal, oh boy. Well, plus the 200,
Yeah.
Not to be sniffed at.
But then I suppose you got to then replace your gun, haven't you, as well?
Yes.
So what's that? $60 all in all?
Yes, probably. Not worth it, I'd say.
Nah.
And I took a bit of a beating, old boy, but
Oh,
at
yeah.
my age, it took a couple of days to recover.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I imagine you bruise very easily, like a banana.
Well, I'm a delicate flower.
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're all right and you're not dead. I mean, if beatings like that, they could have knocked you to the concrete. You could have hit your head, and that would have been that, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, exactly. Did I dream this, or did you rescue Cornelius Oosterveld?
Yeah. I mean, I was part of the search and rescue patrol. He'd gone out into tall trees, trying to hunt a grizzly, and I thought, you're an accountant. What are you doing? You should be doing accountancy work, not going out hunting grizzlies on your own.
Yes.
It's very dangerous. And
Yes.
yeah, we've been looking for quite a while actually, and then we found him. And it weren't till we got him back to the medical tent, and he started speaking. I thought, hello, that's funny. I'll recognise that accent, and it was him. Yeah.
Oh, what day was that?
Oh God, that was last week, I think, or the week before. Can't remember now. All the days seem to merge into one.
Oh, that's strange. I saw him on Sunday just before I got beaten
Oh right,
in Saint Denis. He didn't mention anything about that.
didn't he? Because I did send you a telegram, didn't I? Sort of, saying
Yes.
about him being beaten up. So I'm surprised he never told you. I'm surprised he never asked you to, go hunting with him, because you like a bit of hunting, don't you?
Oh, I love a good hunt.
Yeah. That's strange.
Yes.
Because I think this place is a very dangerous place on your own. That's the trouble. And when there's two of you, you got a better chance, haven't you?
Well, precisely, old boy. So, now that you're a fully fledged ranger, Are you going to move to Strawberry?
Well, I've moved me storage box there just because it's a lot more convenient to, to be able to put stuff away in there, etc.
Yeah.
But I can't move away from where my mum is now. I know she's not really there, but she's there in spirit. And I don't want to sort of like go, right, mum, pick the cross up out the ground, I'm taking you to Strawberry. I mean, she'd probably like having a bit of a change around, be like sort of going on a bit of a holiday for her. But
change of scenery.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's sort of, blasphemy. I don't know.
I don't know, old boy. Well, I only asked because if you were going to move to Strawberry, I would going to move there as well. Rent a room at the lodge instead of here.
Well, I think you'd be safer in Strawberry, to be fair, Dickie, because there's always rangers about, and they've taken on, I think Kat told me, 19 new recruits. Obviously, that's including myself, because what they're trying to do now is literally have 24/7 ranger call out. So because when we go to bed, there's a lot of people just waking up, isn't there? So they need rangers, around the clock. So that's why they're taking so many on. But they all really are nice people, all the new recruits. I met quite a few of them. I mean, some of them, like, they know the crossing like the back of their hand. So I think, well, once you've mastered how to do, a wellness check, I think you'll be getting the green poncho.
Yes. Oh, that is wonderful. So you think you'll keep the camp here then?
I don't, Dickie, to be honest with you, I really don't know, because I like it there because it's like my fishing spot, and that is always the best way to start the day, is get up, do your fishing, money in the bank and pocket money. And, if I want to go to, say, like move to Strawberry, and I think, oh, right, I'm going to go to the, the big lake. Was it Ojima or something?
Ojima?
Yeah, that one. Because it's a good spot as well. All those perch, they'll go for like $10 a throw. But then there's no bank, so then I've got to then ride all the way to Blackwater to go to the bank. Whereas here, it's literally, couple of 100-yard ride, butchers, crossroad, bank, everything's done. And then it's just a quick sort of 10-minute ride to Strawberry. So I don't know. I really don't know, Dickie.
Yes. Well, who knows? We'll see how we get on in the next couple of weeks.
Well,
might reassess it.
Yeah, I think if we can find a camp that's nearby that isn't going to be near a lot of wolf den, then I mean, I don't know if you're up for camping, but I mean, really, you need a nice comfy bed, don't you?
With my knees, yes, usually, but I don't mind a couple of nights. I do like it rough sometimes.
Well, yeah, don't we all? It's nice sleeping out under the stars, isn't it? Laying on your back.
Oh, yes. Thinking of England.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, go on.
Yes. No, I was going to say, did you want to take a ride up to the Purple Fields? But you've probably been up there countless times in the last week.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yes. Ride and talk, eh?
Yeah. It's nice coming to the old gazebo. I like it there for our little chats.
Oh, I love it.